It happens when I wake up, not suddenly, not violently, just wrong. Like a door that should lead to another room, but opens into a place that should not exist. Like stepping forward, only to find that your foot never touches the ground. Like the sensation of falling, but never hitting the bottom. That's how it feels. That's what it is. I wake up somewhere I have never been. I recognize the bed. I recognize the walls. The hollow hum of the ventilation system, the subtle flicker of an unseen light source, the way the air stagnates, perfectly temperature controlled yet entirely lifeless. I know this place, because always mine. Except it wasn't, because this is not where I fell asleep. I sit up too fast and the room spins around me, not like dizziness, not like vertigo. Like the walls are catching up to the fact that I am awake, like they had to reconstruct themselves around me. I feel the bed beneath me, the sheets against my skin, the weight of gravity holding me in place. And yet I do not feel real. I try to remember yesterday, but when I do, the memories misalign. Events that happened in sequence feel disjointed. Things that should have happened days apart are now stacked on top of each other. People I spoke to seem too far away, then too close, then entirely absent. The hollow grid does not erase things. It compresses them, and I am not immune. I stand up. The floor beneath me is cold, solid, real. But something about the way it feels beneath my feet is off, like I am lighter than I should be, like I am less than I was, like a part of me was left behind. Or maybe a part of me was added. I walk to the window. The city is there, but it is different. The skyline is familiar, but the buildings are too close together, the angles slightly sharper than I remember. There is a street below me that I know should not exist. And yet it does. I turn back to the room, and that's when I see it. On the desk. Small, innocuous, a single photograph. I step closer, my stomach tightens. Because I already know, before I even see the details. I already know what's wrong. The picture is of me. Severian Soren, same hair, same posture, same face. But I do not remember this moment. I do not remember standing in that street, wearing those clothes, looking in that direction. I do not remember this version of myself. And yet the image is clear, it is recent. It is undeniable. A whisper drags against the edge of my thoughts. You are not the first. A phrase that was spoken to me days ago. Or was it weeks, or was it hours? Time has stopped making sense, and now I have proof. The hollow grid did not place me in a different room. It placed me in a different version of my own life. Not a reset, not an erasure, a subtle shift, a displacement. Like moving a file to a new folder, adjusting the metadata, correcting the inconsistencies so no one notices. So that the past aligns just enough to feel normal. Just enough to convince me I was always here. But I wasn't. I know that now. The city is moving beneath me, shifting its own foundation, adapting to fit me back into place. It does not want me to notice. It wants me to accept. To stop questioning. To let my own past collapse into the present. To let the hollow grid rewrite my existence. I pick up the photograph. The edges feel soft, worn, like something touched too many times. I stare at the image, at myself, at a version of me I do not remember. And then the photograph blinks. For the briefest moment, a single frame of time, the person in the photo is not me. The face is different. The posture, the expression, the very feeling of the image, different. Unfamiliar, unstable, then it snaps back. Like it was never wrong to begin with. My hands tremble. Because now I understand. This is not the first version of myself I have been placed into. The hollow grid has been doing this for longer than I remember. It has been adjusting me, repositioning me, fitting me back into the world over and over and over, until the inconsistencies are small enough to be ignored, until I stop noticing them at all, until I believe I was always here. The city hums beneath my feet, waiting, watch calculating. It does not care if I notice, because it knows I cannot escape, because it has already prepared the next version of me, the next room, the next memory, the next photograph, waiting to replace this one, waiting to make me forget, waiting for me to wake up again. And next time I will not remember that anything ever changed.